The topic for today's discussion is on the final research project that I decided to conduct for the American Revolution course. The subject of the research project is on William Franklin and his Loyalist beliefs prior to, during, and after the American Revolutionary War. And he is pictured there in the background of this video. The thesis is as follows. Throughout the American Revolutionary War, Royal Governor of New Jersey, William Franklin, professed his allegiance to the British by defending the monarchical political system of the British government, establishing a network of loyalists in the colonies, and regularly communicating key information with leading influential British officials and loyalists. William Franklin was the illegitimate son of the famous founding father, Benjamin Franklin. Born into the famous Franklin family in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, William lived in a relatively comfortable life. Being the son of the prominent Benjamin Franklin allowed William to experience greater education than many of the colonists would have experienced during this time period. At the age of 16, William joined the Pennsylvania provincial troops and was able to obtain the rank of captain the next year. Even though he had a seemingly elevated status due to his father, he was unable to achieve a higher rank because of that same status. William's familiarity with British systems and British political ideologies may have started when he accompanied his father to London during the French and Indian War. While Franklin was in London, he became fascinated with King George III and the monarchical system of the British Empire. This interest only increased when he traveled to London to study law at Middle Temple. This is yet another possible example of how William was predisposed to the political machinations of the British. While in London, Franklin married his wife Elizabeth Downes, and it is believed that he produced an illegitimate son of his own. After returning to America, thanks to many of his father's connections and his own education, he was appointed to be the Royal Governor of New Jersey in 1763. During his time as governor, William grew arguably sympathetic to the lamentations of the colonists, but still firmly believed that revolution was no way to fix these problems. Historian Sheila Skemp, in her work Benjamin Franklin, Patriot, and William Franklin, Loyalist, argues that loyalists like William Franklin did not make their decision because they wanted to do America harm, but because they loved America. As the colonies drifted further towards revolution, Ben Franklin attempted to weaken his son's beliefs in the monarchy. In a letter to William, Benjamin wrote to assuage his son's fears of political reprisal, quote, "You are a thorough government man. Whatever your political principles are, your memory will be honored." William continued his arguments against revolution and regularly contacted loyalists across the colonies about the possibility of a revolution. At the beginning of the war, William was arrested by the Continental Army and placed under house arrest. William eventually was released into British controlled New York, where he created a loyalist espionage network and supported guerrilla warfare tactics against the Continental Army. After fleeing to London before the war's end and staying there for many years, William attempted to reconcile with his father. The two met one last time in London while Benjamin Franklin was returning to America from France. In a sign of goodwill, Benjamin Franklin left land to his son in Nova Scotia, stating, quote, "The part he acted against me in the late war, which is of public notoriety, will account for my leaving him no more of an estate he endeavored to deprive me of." While the two leading figures of colonial politics were torn apart by political beliefs and principles, they were able to, in some extent, reconcile in the end. Thank you.